Do you feel like you've lost your way? Are you overwhelmed and anxious on a daily basis? Do you feel like you're too stressed out to enjoy life? If so, you've landed in the right place. The Gratitude to Bliss show is about stressing less and feeling blessed. It's about figuring out what matters most, letting go of what doesn't, and creating a life that makes you feel happy and alive. I'm Lorraine Miller, mom, health coach, award-winning author, infertility survivor, and recovering stressaholic. And I'm on a mission to help you overcome overwhelm, improve your health, and find your bliss. The best part? It's so easy to get started. The Gratitude to Bliss show starts now. If there was one thing you could do every day that didn't take a lot of time and didn't cost a lot of money, but that one thing was scientifically proven to increase your happiness by 20 to 25%, would you do it? Let's find out. I'm Lorraine Miller, your host of the Gratitude to Bliss podcast, the place to be to get your vitamin G. And I am so excited to welcome you to this first episode. Whether you've been practicing gratitude for a while or you're brand new to gratitude, I am going to inspire you to bring it into your life in a big way so that it can work for you 24/7 behind the scenes to bring you more joy, more happiness, less stress, less overwhelm, and more of those moments of bliss that we all crave. When you make gratitude a priority in your life, you retrain your brain to see the good in life. And that affects everything. It affects your health, your relationships, your career, and so much more. It's something that we need to thrive in today's crazy world. Gratitude is the number one tool for boosting positivity, but it's often overlooked and missing in our lives. And that's something I think about a lot. I often wonder, why isn't everybody doing this every day? And the thing is, stress is something that really gets in the way of our happiness and our joy. It can rob us of our joy, and it can eat away at our health. And yet we are very focused on stress. And it seems like year after year, there's just more and more stress packing on and coming at us. We have financial stress. We might have family stress. You might have job stress or relationship stress. And over time, this is becoming a real problem. And the American Institute of Stress reports that 75% of all doctor and hospital visits are stress related. And this is to my point, the fact that we even have an American Institute of Stress is really saying a lot of how much stress is affecting us. But I believe that gratitude is the antidote to stress. And I believe that it's the tool that we need to help us say no to all of this overwhelm and stress in our lives. So I'm curious, like, why are we wasting so much time feeling stressed and overwhelmed? Why are we allowing this to happen? And when did we give stress a front row seat in our lives? Let's change that now. Let's decide to ditch stress and replace it with joy, calm, love, and bliss. And I think gratitude is the answer. I think it sets a foundation for creating whatever it is that you want in your life. If you want a better relationship, if you want to enjoy your job more, if you want to do things that are more fulfilling, gratitude is something that you can practice every day that will help you stay focused on those things and help you make better choices. I'm going to talk more about that. Gratitude has been around for thousands of years. Every major culture and religion has gratitude at the forefront of daily practice and daily rituals. And it's something that people have been using for having a good life and increasing well-being. Modern science shows us that gratitude improves our health. It can lower stress hormones. It boosts immunity. It balances hormones. It lowers blood pressure. It makes our heart rhythm smoother. And it also releases neurotransmitters, which are natural mood enhancers that keep us in a good mood and also regulate things like appetite and temperature and sleep. And those things are so crucial to our health and our happiness. I love thinking about this. This is something my sister told me about recently because she's a teacher and she was talking to her classroom about it. But she said she finds it really interesting that the reason Thanksgiving became a national holiday in this country is not because the Pilgrims celebrated it. I mean, it does go back that far, but until the Civil War, it wasn't actually considered a national holiday. And in 1863, in the height of the American Civil War, President Lincoln decided to declare Thanksgiving a national holiday because he believed that the power that gratitude, he knew that gratitude would have the power to lift the American spirit during a time of such grief and suffering and loss. And it was the thing that really helped change the atmosphere during that time. So we have historical proof that gratitude works. We have scientific proof that gratitude works. So the question I have for you is not, does gratitude work? Because we know it works. We have proof. But the question I want to ask you today is gratitude working for you? Are you getting the most out of this amazing tool? Are you getting everything you deserve from it? Or are you missing out? When you bring gratitude into your life in a big way, your perspective changes. But it doesn't just change on some things, it changes on everything. And that is huge because you actually carve new neural pathways in your brain. And that allows you to see the good in every situation, even challenging ones. And most importantly, it affects how you react to stress, fear, uncertainty, and all those things that can drag you down, make you feel overwhelmed and exhausted and frustrated with life. But there is an easy way to flip the switch on all that and let go of all of that overwhelm and exhaustion and frustration. And that's what this podcast is about. So maybe you've tried practicing gratitude before and it just didn't work for you, or maybe you've practiced gratitude and it worked, but you had trouble sticking with it. Or maybe you've never practiced gratitude and you just can't imagine finding time in your day for one more thing. Well, I want you to keep listening because I'm going to share with you a very simple gratitude practice that I call vitamin G. And I'm going to help you customize it to fit your lifestyle, to help you boost your mood, improve your health, develop deeper connections with yourself, with others, and the world around you, and to feel happier every single day. And I'm going to give you tips and encouragement to stick with it and make it work for you. Has anyone ever said to you, don't stress, just relax, or try not to think about it? Those are the exact words my mom said to me when I was going through a really rough time. My husband and I were trying to become parents for over 5 years. And we were on the roller coaster ride of infertility, where every month we had hope and promise, only to be followed by disappointment, sadness, and frustration. And over time, this really started to eat away at me, and it was making me miserable. I was sad. I was fearful. I was lonely. I felt isolated. And I had a lot of grief, and I had a lot of fear that I might never become a mom, which is something I always wanted. And so I had all this grief, but then I never had any closure because there was always like next month it's going to happen. And this just really kind of sucked all the energy out of me. And I was drained, I was exhausted, and I was so stressed. And when my mom would say to me, "You need to relax, don't stress," I would say, "Yes, I want to relax. I don't want to stress." But no one ever really showed me how. So I began praying for a tool, something to help me cope with my situation, because I knew on paper I had so much to be grateful for. I had an amazing husband. I had a beautiful home. I had a wonderful family. But I was just so unhappy. So I decided to see a health coach. And on the very first day I met with her, she told me to get a separate notebook or journal and write down 5 things I was grateful for. And she told me to focus on the feeling. She said, "You cannot feel lack when you feel gratitude." And this really resonated with me. And I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I had nothing to lose, and it sounded simple enough. So I did it. And in a matter of weeks, things started shifting for me. I started feeling better. It was easier to get out of bed in the morning. I started going out more. I started meeting new people. I was meeting like-minded people. And I decided to go back to school to do something I loved. I decided to become a health coach. And I was always interested in natural health, but I didn't even know there was a program out there where I could actually help others in an official way, because I had been helping friends and family, um, suggesting things that could improve their health, supplements and nutrition ideas and things like that. But I was so excited about this training program. A few months later, my mom died suddenly. She was here one day, gone the next. And I had never experienced this kind of shock in my life before. My mom and I were very close. We were a very close family. We had lost my dad 12 years before that. But when that happened, we had time to prepare because he was very sick. But when my mom died, it was so sudden and so shocking and so devastating. Yet, through that experience, I felt incredibly strong, and I felt incredibly grateful for the mom that I had in the years that I had her. And I was amazed that I felt so strong, that I was able to handle that in such a way that I felt okay. I felt okay about it, as sad as I was and as devastated as I was. I felt grounded and I felt okay. And I realized that had I not been practicing gratitude at that time, I would have spiraled down into depression. I was already going through a rough time, but somehow my gratitude practice cushioned the blow for me. And I was able to move through that experience with grace and with strength. And I share that story with you because for me, gratitude was a game changer. And a year later, I graduated from my health coach training program, and I was trying to figure out what to focus on for my business. Did I want to do cooking classes, women's health, nutrition education. And I realized that gratitude was the thing that helped me the most in my own healing journey. So I created a journal. I had been a graphic designer before becoming a health coach. So I wrote and designed and published a gratitude journal called From Gratitude to Bliss, A Journey in Health and Happiness. And since then, I've created more tools and I teach regular workshops on gratitude and how you can bring it into your life in a big way. And fast forward to today, my husband and I have a 10-year-old son. He's a healthy, happy boy, and we are just so grateful for him. My gratitude practice not only helped me during that difficult time in my life, but it's something I actually look at as a blessing. That time, that challenge I went through, because discovering gratitude has changed my life. It's made me a happier person. It's helped me to enjoy motherhood so much more, including all the challenges that come with parenting. And most of all, it's made me a better mom. You're listening to the Gratitude to Bliss podcast with me, your host, Lorraine Miller. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to share more about this practice I love called vitamin G and how to make it work for you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that people who practice gratitude regularly report feeling 20 to 25% happier after just a few weeks? Do you want to learn more about this amazing tool and how to make it work for you to improve your health, relationships, career, and more? Meet Lorraine Miller, gratitude expert, health coach, award-winning author, and mom who has been making a difference in people's lives for over 10 years. Learn her simple yet powerful approach for letting gratitude work miracles in your life by attending one of Lorraine's online workshops. Sign up at gratitudetobliss.com/events and use code TTN for special savings.
We are back, and you are listening to the Gratitude to Bliss podcast, the place to be to get your vitamin G. I'm your host, Lorraine Miller, and I can't wait to share with you my expert tips on getting the most out of vitamin G so it can work for you 24/7. So what is vitamin G? You may be wondering. So it's a very simple gratitude practice, and here it is. Just get a separate notebook or journal just for practicing gratitude. This is important because you create a special focus in your life for your gratitude practice by doing this. And you write down 5 things every day that you are grateful for. And that's it. That's the practice. But I'm going to give you my 3 tips for getting the most out of it. And this is going to make all the difference. So my first tip is when you start, I want you to set an intention for what your gratitude practice will bring you. It can be anything. It could be simply that you just want to feel more calm. It could be that you want to find a new job. You want to make more money. You want to find your soulmate. You want to move someplace that inspires you. You want to find a new home. Anything you want, your gratitude practice will help you move in the direction of achieving that. So take some time at the beginning of your practice to set an intention. And this is also something you can look back at if you kind of fall off the wagon and you need some motivation. You're going to go back and look at your intention. My second tip is to commit to daily practice. Now, this is the main reason why I like calling my gratitude practice vitamin G. When you think of taking a vitamin, you think of something that is nourishing. It's good for your health, yet it's very easy to do. It's something you do every day. And if you forget to do it, you notice, oh, not feeling so great. I need to start taking my vitamins again. So look at your gratitude practice as something you do every day and commit that you're going to do it every day. If you forget one day, that's okay. Just try to get back right back at it the next day. Try not to let more than a day go by without doing it, because consistency, small effort consistently over time is how we make positive changes in our life. And then the third tip, this one is pretty important, is to focus on the feeling. I call this a special sauce to practicing vitamin G. This is something my health coach told me to do. And it's really important because when you focus on the feeling of gratitude, you're putting yourself in a positive emotion and a high vibration. And that is what is going to create those physiological changes in your body. And that is what's going to attract more positivity into your life. And if you need help practicing the special sauce, practicing focusing on the feeling, I have a guided meditation that you can download for free when you go to my website, gratitudetobliss.com, and you just enter your email address and you will have access to that meditation that will help you practice focusing on the feeling. Now, what happens when you practice gratitude regularly? As I mentioned earlier, it really sets the foundation for creating everything you want in your life. So that's why it's important to set that intention, because it affects everything. It affects your relationships, your career, your health, and your overall life satisfaction. And over time, your gratitude practice becomes your blueprint for joy. You can look back at your journal, and right in front of you, you'll see the things that matter most to you. And by doing this, writing it down every day, your subconscious mind goes to work behind the scenes, helping you make choices in your life that support those things that matter most. It's just so incredibly cool, and it's so powerful, and yet it's not difficult. So I encourage you to set an intention, commit to daily practice, and focus on the feeling, the special sauce to practicing gratitude. So we're going to close soon, but before we do that, I want to take some time out for our grateful moment. So our producer, Emily, is going to spin the wheel of gratitude for us. So Emily, let us know what it lands on.
Hi, Lorraine. So today the wheel landed on money.
Money. Awesome. All right. So take a moment to think about money and what it's brought you in your life. So many times we are so focused on not having enough money or being stressed about money, but we don't always take time to think about all the things that money has brought us. So whether you have $1 in your pocket or you have hundreds of dollars in your wallet, or thousands of dollars in your bank account, I want you to think about the things that money has brought you and how it's added to your life. Maybe it's given you the opportunity for education. Maybe it's given you a roof over your head, or it's paid for vacations that you've gone on. Just take a few moments right now to appreciate money for what it does for you, and focus on that feeling, that gratitude that you have. And by doing this wheel of gratitude, we can look at our life through the lens of gratitude. We can look at all these different parts of our life and be reminded how important they are and how good it feels to appreciate them. And this is something you can do every day. And you can think about different things and get different ideas when you're writing in your journal. I want to tell you about the Gratitude to Bliss workshop series. I offer online workshops. You can check them out at gratitudetobliss.com/events. My next workshop is called Gratitude is the new happy. It's going on February 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So please check that out. And during my workshops, we go deeper with this work. So it's a really great opportunity to interact with other people, to do group writing exercises, to get questions answered, and to stay focused on gratitude. I would love to have you attend one of my workshops so we can connect online. And as a podcast listener, you can get a special discount if you use the code TTN. So be sure to check that out. That's my thank you to you for following the show. So life is super busy. It's hectic. It's sometimes really challenging. But life is also absolutely amazing. And the choice is yours for how you want to see it. And practicing gratitude is a tool for helping you bring the amazing in and to strengthen you during difficult times. I like to think of gratitude as something that helps us enjoy the good times in life. It helps us really appreciate those tiny moments that we're often overlooking and missing out on because we're rushed and we're stressed and we're busy. It helps us enjoy those big moments in life. When a baby is born, when someone gets married, all those wonderful joys that we have, getting a new job, finding your soulmate. Gratitude helps us enjoy those things even more. And then it also helps us be resilient when life gets hard and we're dealing with the tough stuff that life throws at us. It's an incredible tool. And as I said, it was a game changer in my life. And that is what I hope for you. I hope it is a game changer for you. And I hope you get started today. We have to end now. I want to thank the Transformation Network and all the producers and Dr. Pat for inviting me to be a host. I'm so excited for future episodes to offer you more gratitude tips and insights. So be sure to tune in next time. And don't forget to visit my website, gratitudetobliss.com, and download my free guided meditation to help you practice the special sauce. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. I love you. Take your vitamin G. Thank you for listening to the Gratitude to Bliss show, the place to be to get your vitamin G. In today's stressful world, you need an attitude of gratitude to stay healthy and positive. And the vitamin G practice I teach is the best way to make sure you get your daily dose. Join me, Lorraine Miller, every first and third Friday at 12:30 Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio, and let gratitude improve your health, relationships, career, and so much more. Get excited at gratitudetobliss.com. I love you. Take your vitamin G.